Hey, it's episode 42 of my blind RS3 Ironman playthrough. Update on the candy loop tracker. No candy loop at the moment, just doing quests. It's what I'm supposed to be doing, right? I am going to get a little candy looped in this episode because I'm going to cap on player-owned port resources and need to find a way to use them so that I don't waste them as they come in like I did with spices. But in general, I'm trying to put my head down and do questing as much as I possibly can, reserving AFK stuff for when I need to edit or get stream work done. This episode includes the entirety of the RS3 exclusive quest, Legacy of Seergaze. It is largely unedited, so if you don't want to see an entire quest, there's a time code in the description to skip to a quick summary of what happens in it. Okay, let's get to the playthrough. Starting Lunar Diplomacy. Killing Sukas here, which of course are very easy. They did not get a graphical update. Whoa, the Aniromancer is kind of creepy looking because like her body is still the old model, it looks like. Like her neck doesn't really connect to her new high detailed head. Guam Marvile is pretty clutch in old school RuneScape as an alternate training method for Ironman. As long as you don't complete the quest, you can get way more XP per Guam and Marintil. Probably don't need to do it in this game. I get so much XP from Primal Fruit that I probably don't need to do anything else for Herblore training, to be honest. So weird that they made the lunar staff into a T65 weapon. I mean, I guess it's nice that they actually give you something, but you can't augment it, right? It's odd just because like all of these other quests, none of this has been even slightly relevant. Like this is all mostly just been to get it done to qualify for later quests, but suddenly this quest gives you something that a player might actually want during normal progression. RS3 is just not structured for quests to matter, so it's weird that it suddenly does here in the middle of the old school quests. I'm not complaining. Very strange. Yeah, so I guess this is like tier 40 power armor. It's not as good as the stuff I've already gotten for free elsewhere, but it's interesting that they like retroactively made this useful. It would be kind of cool if they had gone back to some random garbage like, I don't know, the Culinarimancer cleaver that you get and made it like a tier 50 weapon or power weapon for melee or something. Make it augmentable, you know? All those updates, they didn't really update the texture on it. It still kind of looks like shit. That's funny. Yep, no changes to this place. I thought maybe they'd change it just on the theory that maybe this gets more use or more sequels in the future. I think I got really lucky with this minigame on my main. If I recall correctly, like, I think I happened to get at a straight line in Underground Pass, the same puzzle in Underground Pass, and like almost a straight line in this quest on my main. Here it's not too bad. It's like, if you follow my cursor here, it's like this, all the way across, up, and then I have to go left. But if you have to go all the way across even once, it's pretty brutal. I've been doing this for like, well, I guess you can probably see in the VOD if you're watching the timestamp up here. It feels like it's been like 20 minutes though. I've had to go all the way across and then immediately snake all the way across again. So to learn that, every time I have to learn that, I have to do the whole thing over again, right? Okay, final boss fight. I have to fight myself. Like they're just named me. Oh, but does me have different graphics for the equipped lunar set? Because they are slightly different? It looks like it. That's funny. We didn't even get to see enough dialogue from me because they die so fast. And again, that's magic. That's magic at level 80. I guess 90 magic. It shouldn't have that big of a difference for DPS. It certainly doesn't in old school. With tier 40 gear, I'm forced to wear tier 40 gear, and it died in 2 hits. So it's an EOC problem. It's not a necromancy problem, folks. That fight's not like terribly hard in old school, but it's at least like you're like building up to it. There's, you know, stakes. Helps a lot if you can pray against it. Should be quest complete, which is also going to unlock the home teleport here, which is nice. And I think I can store basically this entire set in my player-owned house, so I'm glad I built all that extra stuff. I might use my livid plants now to get them out of my bank, and I think there's some stuff from Livid Farm that might actually help me right now. So I'm gonna go look into that here in a second. So my understanding is that Livid Farm is like one of the most miserable mini games in all of RS3. I'll probably try it at some point, but I just want to get it started so I can go use those livid plants. Then I have to figure out what rewards I want first. Seems like the concept is that it's like intended to make some of the kind of useless lunar spells a little bit more useful. Okay, oh my god, these are so expensive. And the point count is huge. You get like almost no points for some of this stuff. Okay, so Disruption Shield, folks were talking to me about this in Discord. This is essentially Resonance, but as a spell with a 1 hour cooldown. So that might let me actually beat the Ambassador if I can cast Disruption Shield to eat 1 attack from the spinners, Resonance to do another one, and then something else like Devotion or something to eat the 3rd one. Maybe Barricade and Reflect, I think, is the advice. So if I only buy one thing, it might be that, but I'll Google and see if people have a recommended buy order from this. There is no recommended buy order because you have to buy them in order. Okay, that's fine. I have 6 lifetime livid plants from farming requests. I don't think that's very many. Okay, so let's use these and see what happens. 20,000 produce points. 50,000 produce points. That was worth a lot. So it can be anywhere from 20 to 40k. Okay, 176,000. It says I have to get them in order. I'm nowhere near enough for Disruption Shield. I think I don't actually lose the points when I unlock things here. I might do this minigame at some point just to squeeze out Disruption Shield. I'm not going to do it immediately. Just the next time I tried it to Ambassador, maybe I'll go for it. Okay, so I can't get Spiritual Healing. So I got South Valador Teleport, North Arduin Teleport, Repair Rune Pouch, and Remote Farming. Okay, Darkness of Halavel is next. I really do like the Mauritania quest line. I think it's great. I know it goes in a different direction in RS3, so I'm excited to see where it goes. Didn't notice this before, but Veliath Hertz has a really long face, much longer than it seems like most characters are allowed to have. It's pretty funny. The quick guide for this quest says that if the Virewatch stop you, you can just activate Freedom, and they'll leave you alone. Seems like an oversight. It kind of sucks because like having to pay the blood tithes and being harassed by them is like part of the tone of the quest. Oh, Darkmire looks pretty cool in this game, like Castle Draken. I like that. I also like the like sudden transition from the slums of Mireditch to the castle here. Yeah, I guess it's also like the castle is visibly much higher quality than the rest of Mireditch, which is clearly older and hasn't been updated. Okay, yeah, so all of the vampires have new looks and portraits, which makes sense. Apparently I need to let Vanstrom Klaus beat me up here. Do I need to like take my armor off? Okay. Wasn't as bad as I was worried it was going to be. I think Old School added a convenience thing where you can like talk to the Vires directly to have them take you to the mine. Okay, I've been waiting for like several minutes for one of them to catch me here. All right, this should be the end of the quest, I think. Actually, a pretty long quest. Nice. Darkness of Halavel complete. And this will all go on agility. Thank you. Next up, Slug Menace. I never got around to doing this before, but I'm going to go ahead and plant all of my spirit trees. I can just use woody potions to... I think I was waiting to get the monkey nuts and the suka teeth to protect them and forgot that I don't need to do that because I can just use woody potions to not have to protect them. So I got to wait for these to grow. Spirit trees are a little bit less convenient in this game than they are in OSRS by default. I think there might be a quest later that makes them easier to use that I haven't done yet. Yeah, it's Path of Gluffery, which only recently got added to Old School, but the benefit was added to Old School even without Path of Gluffery being in the game. I'm actually pretty close to that one. That's going to be one of the last things I do. You could only have one spirit tree. Whoopsies. Well, that's more bank spaces used up, I guess. I guess you get more spirit trees after you finish Plague's End. You get another one at 114 farming in the apprentice farmer rank, but that only counts if you've already completed all the quests in the game, essentially. It's funny. Oh well. Oh geez, 109 necromancy. I'm just doing my creeper task. Oh my god, it happened. I'd love to see how many Triskelion treasures I've opened. It's probably been hundreds, but I actually got a dragon pickaxe. It's funny that it happened once I started doing questing and with mining already at like 97. But that's really cool. Very excited to finally have one of those. I didn't think that that was a real drop. I believe I still need a second pickaxe to get the endgame pickaxe. Won't be able to do anything with the dragon pickaxe until I finish Plague's End. Or King of the Dwarves. I don't know which of those is going to be first. But yeah, it's good to have because I need to get a total of 2 of them, and it's a pretty rare drop from other locations. So when I was squeezing out 118 farming the other day, I screwed up a little bit. I accidentally cut down my carambola tree in the wrong order, so I didn't have any replacement trees to continue to gather carambolas from there. So I'm just fighting Hermod really quick. I'm going to need plates eventually anyway. But if I can beat Hermod enough times, apparently he has a pretty common drop of carambola seeds. That's all I really need to fix that mistake I made. I'm a dumbass. I forgot I'd set the seed aside to eat carambola seeds. Well, hopefully it is actually a common drop and I see it again. I'm really getting punished for having my seed aside eat those seeds. Been here for a while, coming up on an hour now. Haven't gotten another drop. I have gotten 2 Hermotic plates, so not all bad. I need those anyway. I need like 15, I think, to get the T90 gear. Whew, finally got some carambola seeds. Got 4 plates, so I'll still need 11 more whenever I actually am able to kill the ambassador. Good timing, though. I was just about out of my familiar summoning timer. Okay, fix my mistake. Regrew the carambola tree. Moving on with my life. Okay, now that I've fixed that error, back to questing the Slug Menace. Okay, we're gonna get the true test here. I can't use anything but melee against the Slug Prince. My melee level's not that high, and I have no armor. I have a Amulet of Glory and a Guthan Spear. I kind of want to see if they updated the Slug Prince. I think this quest chain does get continued in RS3. This is another one that I hope that they continue at some point in Old School. Okay. Confirmed. Curious to see what Mother Malum looks like, because she's a really cool setup in Old School, and then we never see this again. Yeah, creepy. It's great. This should be quest complete. There we go, quest complete. Got some stream work to do this morning, so I'm gonna get back to fire making training for a bit, and I'll get back to questing. Oh, I'm really close to a level. Fire making 85? I think the next level I care about is 90. I can do Elder Logs, I guess. I have no idea how this happened outside Menaphos, but I got a Menaphyte Honeybee? Maybe it's because I'm burning Acadia logs. That must be it. So it's the fact that I got the resources from Menaphos. Okay. 86 fire making. Hey, Slayer 95. Fire making 87. About to get an invention level up here. Invention 117. Fire making 88. Fire making 89. Okay, so I'm getting pretty close to the cap on plates, so I might want to start making my Tetsu items here. I think I need 90 to make the body and the plate legs, and then 92 to make the weapon. But I mostly just want to not hit the cap, so I don't know if I can boost to that. I'm currently 88 smithing, not 90, but I can use the God Banner to boost to 90. If it works like soups, though, I might need to be natively 90, so I'll try to figure it out. Yeah, I checked the wiki, it says it can't be boosted, so I might actually switch to smithing training for a bit just to get to 90. Instead of doing fire making for AFK. Okay, so to train smithing, I need more augmented hammers. So I need more classic components. So I have to go do more archaeology. I think I have an idea for archaeology. I'll explain it here in a second. So my thought here is I have bank space to spare now that I didn't have before. I can dedicate a couple of bank slots to just having the Venator daggers and crossbows in my bank basically forever. This is wildly more AFK if I just like sit here at this spot and just get all of my materials and pieces from here, as opposed to like collecting 50 daggers and crossbows and only then going to the material caches. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stay here. It doesn't matter if I get, you know, hundreds or thousands of daggers and crossbows. I can get all the materials I need to restore a bunch of them. And then eventually, if I ever need to clear up bank space, I can go to the material caches. But I'd rather just sit here. I think it's going to be more materials overall. Okay, I sat here basically all morning, just getting crossbows and daggers and just banking them. It was very AFK. I have, after assembling the ones I had the materials to assemble, so I have the 200 of what I have left over after assembling everything I could. I have 115 classic components, 1,400 historic components, so that should cover me for smithing and for fire making for a while, I think. Hey, I'm out here mining Bainite because I need to get to 90 smithing to use up those plates from the player-owned port. 98 mining. 1 to go. Actually kind of a useful 99. The cape is helpful, and you actually get decent bonuses for every level in mining. Better critical swings, and I think the cape gives you like a 5% chance to get double ore, which is pretty nice. I'm going to try to make Tinker 4, which apparently requires you to de-level your invention down to 62 to get the highest chance for it. I just want to try to make my smithing grind as chill as possible. Kind of stupid that you have to come here and de-level your stats, but it's fine. I don't know how long I have to stand here to get it de-leveled enough. I guess we'll find out. Might have to buy and disassemble some dwarf multi-cannons, which is going to cost me a lot of money. It's like 750k each time I do it. It can give me anywhere between 1 and 4 clockwork components. But I need a total of 7 clockwork components each time I attempt this. And it's 29.29%, so a little worse than 1 in 3. Let's see. So I'm doing mostly clockwork components, and then 2 time-worn components. That's not, I want Tinker 4. So I need to go get more clockwork components that I want to try again, which I will go try to quickly do before my stats regenerate. I think the best thing to do is just buy some cannons and then disassemble them immediately. Okay, I got 4 clockwork components in my first attempt there. I'm still within the range, so let's try again. I think I have enough. I probably will not try again after this because I'd have to spend a ton of money on it. Hey, there it is, Tinker 4. Fantastic. Slightly underrate. Okay. I'm going to put that on a hammer, and then I need to figure out what else I want to put on the hammer. It's not going to be rapid. I know rapid is recommended, but it makes smithing so much more attentive, and I hate it. Well, I just got Wise 4 for the first time. I already have Wise on my rubber chicken, so I don't really need that on my tool gizmo. I'm trying to go for Enlighten to get more item XP so I can disassemble them more quickly. Try it one more time. I'll take Enlighten 2 or 3, I guess. Plenty of pious components now, care of scavenging and the blessing of the gods. Wise 3, Enlighten 2. Okay, I'll roll with that, that's fine. I'll save Wise 4 for something else, I guess. Smithing grind's coming along nicely. I've got about a full set of +2 gear now. I need to get it up to +4, make my burial sets, and that should be enough to hit 90. Good thing the auto reheater works if it's in your inventory. It doesn't have to be in your pocket slot. I wasn't sure about that. I might actually, I haven't really been using it. Like, occasionally it saved me if I've had to get up and go to the bathroom or something. It's kind of nice to have as a backup in case you're, like, slightly inattentive. Oh, hey, ceremonial sword. Smithing, 89. I can now smith on my corrupted ore, which I might go ahead and do here in a second. Okay, this little mini project to get my smithing to 90 so I can not cap on plates at the player-owned port. Took me a couple days between mining and smithing, but we're at the burial stage. I think I want to make them one at a time here, just in case I got enough respect for the next unlock. I probably won't. Apparently missed that I got level 10 on my hammer, but I'm not that far over, so this should be 118 invention. Yeah. 2 to go. Almost done. I'm so excited to be done with that and not have to worry about item XP ever again. It's going to change my playstyle for everything in the game. There's smithing 90. Apparently the ceremonial swords and pipes made up a huge difference because I've got 2 burial sets left to make. I did use some of the corrupted ore as well, so that made a bit of a difference. But I'm going to go ahead and finish these. I would like to finish taking smithing to 92. I need that for other Tetsu gear, I think to make the weapons. I thought I needed it for the weapons. It doesn't list it here in the level list, but I'll double check it. So I happen to have a full statue bag just from getting geodes from mining Bane ore. I wanted to finish getting my hammer to item level 10, which is why I'm here. I don't think this is going to get me any levels, but I figured I'd go ahead and build it real quick. Okay, I'm over here in the port making this Tetsu gear. It's the Tetsu body. Oh, good chunk of XP for that. 91 smithing. Right on. Didn't realize I gave XP. Sweet. Okay, so I still need the helmet, and I guess you get the boots and the chest piece from doing stuff on Waiko, which maybe I'll do. Not super invested in it at the moment. I need one more level to make the weapon and the offhand, but I have the resources to do it. Gear looks pretty cool. It's probably going to be my augmented melee gear for a long time. I ended up using up most of my plates, which is good because I was trying to avoid overcapping on them. Got to pay attention. The next one I'm going to worry about overcapping on is probably Chi. I'm going to need to get Runecraft to 90 to craft with those, so that might be something I have to do soon. We'll see. I haven't seen one of these trio missions before. I guess I'll send them out on that. That sounds interesting. 100% success chance. Love to see that. Oh, hey, I got some Ilujonkin components. That's always fun. 90 fire making. I can now burn elder logs. Chewing. So I am going to get back into questing. I want to finish getting to 92 smithing because I'm pretty close. By pretty close, I mean 600k away. So I'm gathering rune ore to start with. I need to figure out how much I need. I need to make a bunch of rune bars again since I used so many on making rune minotaurs, and then I'll go out and get some dark and light and animica rocks. Then I can make my melee weapons from player-owned ports. After that, I might, if I'm not doing questing, I might start working on rune crafting. I know I have to do a bit of attentive rune crafting because I need to get the rune pouch, which requires doing some amount of abyss rune crafting anyway. So I'll look into that, which rune is the best one to make. The only rune I really use a lot of is nature runes from my alchemizer machine. Other than that, magic combat's kind of stupid and it barely uses any runes, so I'll do some research. Alrighty, I'm making my first ever rune burial set, or elder rune burial set, which uses like 384 elder rune bars. I think that should be more than enough to get me to 92 smithing, and I don't think I'm going to have to touch smithing for a while after that. Maybe it would make sense to get a little bit of a higher level so I can use effigies on it. Masterwork, when I first found out about Masterwork, when I started playing this game, I was like, that is such a cool idea. What a cool thing to do with smithing. But what do you know? It's undercut by necromancy. I guess I could technically put in a shitload of work to get melee power armor, endgame melee power armor, but I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it in this game. We'll see when I get there. I'm not going to make 99 smithing a huge priority right now, but I do need 92 for things. So continue here. I want to see what the Elder Rune looks like. I actually was really excited about the fact if you equip this armor, you can no longer trade it. I don't care. I'm just going to be... Well, maybe that... Does that keep me from processing it? I'm not going to worry about it. It looks cool if you look at it on the wiki. I really like the idea that they were going to keep rune armor relevant by making it Elder Rune, but then it's unaugmentable, so it's completely trash and pointless. It's unfortunate. Oh, that's a cute achievement name. It said it should have been called Ethereum. Unlock the ability to smith masterwork armor by making and upgrading to +5 a full set of Elder Rune armor. Okay, let's make the burial shit now. I guess they were going to call it Ethereum and change it to Elder Rune. I prefer Elder Rune, to be honest. Wow, this one burial set has like 200k XP in it. That's insane. Errors. Smithing 92. That's all I need. I don't think I need to touch this for a long time. I'm going to go ahead and finish this burial set, obviously, rather than leave it behind. And I probably have no cause to train smithing for a while. I'll maybe pop out and make my wakizashi. I think I have the necessary number of plates to do that. And I just have to save up for the main weapon after that. Okay, I'm making the wakizashi, and I'm going to need to save up plates to make the actual katana here. So we smith. Big chunk of XP. And then I think I can also like upgrade it somewhere. I have to figure out where that is. Upgrading it requires getting a drop from the Temple of Amanishi, so that won't happen anytime soon. That's okay, we can go for it later. Doing some herb lore training here. I have enough banked herb lore ingredients to get to 105 herb lore, which is when I get more experience from Herby Werby. So we'll see how far I can take it. It's really slow now. 103 herb lore. Okay, I haven't done dungeoneering in a long time. You might be wondering, why are you here? I would like to get to 80 dungeoneering so I can unlock the relic power at 80 or runecraft training later, because I'm going to have to train runecraft relatively soon. So I guess I'll report if anything interesting happens. I have to make new gear. The last time I came here, I was like 60 or 70 magic or something. I spent a bunch of time on this floor just trying to get my tier 90 equipment. I should be able to do it here with this artisan ocean boost. I can talk. I also found a Tyranno mastic, so I'm going to go ahead and make the leather chaps, and I'll probably try to make the body later. I have no intention of actually like using this. I'll just use magic forever, but you know, may as well get it set up while I have it. All right, so now I have a T90 staff and robe top and robe bottom, which is gonna be more than enough. I don't think I get another bind slot until like 90 dungeoneering or something stupid. Should be 78. Oh, maybe I'm just short. Yeah, that's annoying. That's the level up. 78 dungeoneering, 2 to go, and I probably won't do this again for a while. Well, they put in some really cool game feel changes today. They've positioned them as accessibility changes, but I really think it's necessary game feel. Like I think that this is good for every player. Like the fact that you can see your character model through obstructions now in silhouette is really nice. The fact that you can like hover over interactables and they color up. These are all features that have been in RuneLite for a very long time, but they're great. And I do think that this kind of game in particular, especially with how kind of janky the movement works behind the scenes, the more stuff they can do to give player feedback, the better. There is also a more explicitly accessibility feature here, this high contrast mode that you can use to only show you interactables. And this is something that I think is a useful toggle even for regular players. Like sometimes I have those frustrating quests like I was talking about earlier with Morning's End Part 2 where I couldn't tell where the interactable lever was, right? That I would be able to solve that if I just turned this on. So that's pretty cool. I am a fan. I'm going to get back to that dungeoneering grind in a second here. I just want to finish very close to 104 herb lore. I had all this quest momentum and I just like blew it. I gotta get back on Elemental Workshop too. Oh, herb lore 104. Primal extract is horrible. That's a horrible way to train. I think I mentioned that I saw a comment somewhere where someone admonished me saying, this wasn't on YouTube, it was like a Reddit or something. Someone admonished me for using Primal Pulp and said it was really slow. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's a crazy, insane amount of XP to essentially get for free compared to like having to keep track of herbs and secondaries and the like. But I get it now. At least once it starts giving you 2 primal extracts per tick, I mean, it's not substantially slower. It's a bit slower. It goes from like 300k an hour to like 270k an hour or something like that. But it becomes twice as attentive. It would be great if they let me decide whether I wanted to benefit from that or not, because it's pretty awful. I guess I'm done with this now. 105 is still kind of my big objective. I can get to 105. I can get more XP from Herby Werby. But I said I'd stop when I got here and switch to dungeoneering, so I'm gonna head back there now. Dungeoneering 79. Really don't like training this skill. I wish that this minigame wasn't dead. It might be enjoyable if it wasn't dead, but because it's dead, it's just do the same 9 or so rooms over and over. I try not to record with this high contrast mode on too often because it's kind of ugly, but like it's really good at dungeoneering because dungeoneering is such a mess with the way that RS3's graphics look. It's often very difficult to like intuit what you're supposed to interact with, especially when you're in like puzzle rooms. But here I can very quickly see things like the power crystal. Yeah, so like I said, I'll try not to hit start recording if I have this turned on for some reason, but I'm glad that it's here. This might be Dungeoneering 80, then I can be done. It is Dungeoneering 80. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to come back to this. I mentioned that I'm probably going to max. Maybe I'll lamp Dungeoneering. I shouldn't. Like, this is supposed to be a pretty, like, interesting, fun skill, but I don't know. Just doing it fills me with a kind of sadness. There's a lot of content in this game that fills me with sadness. It feels like exploring an empty mall, right? Just like seeing the hallmarks of a thing that maybe used to be interesting or relevant. We're gonna go buy the Nexus mod unlock now. Okay, here it is, the Chaotic Gatestone. At least that's neat that they like added something that connects to archaeology in some way. All right, so then I have to combine that with like a Dungeoneering reward, or no, I have to combine it with a archaeology reward. Chaos Star. Oh, okay, well that's easy to get. And I can use Fixate. So I actually have never used Fixate before because I just stopped doing archaeology when I hit 99. I think I cast it here on the remains and I pick Chaos Star. Okay, restoring this Chaos Star. Problem, combining with the gate stone, and then I think I just have to use this on the monolith. And I might go ahead and activate the power and just make that my like pseudo-attentive activity for a while. I am going to get back to questing, but I'm worried about my player on ports chi resource maxing out. I want to make sure that I can spend it to craft the magic gear. I already have sticky fingers unlocked. Is there any use case for that right now? I think the answer is no. I could use it to go get a bunch of like clue scrolls really quick, I guess, but I'm not going for fortunate components anytime soon. I'll just swap it out, it's fine. Do need to quickly get 3,000 chronotes to equip Nexus mod. Okay, I'll try to find something. Okay, finish the easiest set to turn in. Just gonna turn it in really quick, and then I should be able to turn on Nexus mod. Okay, I need to do some amount of Abyss rune crafting no matter what, just to get a rune pouch. I have thread. Okay, magical threads. I need to look up how many total I need. I'm not sure, but I guess I'll start doing that. I got nothing else going on. Having some weird like preset behavior from my impure essence, so I'm just gonna quickly use all of it. I only have like 1,000 left in my bank. Get rid of them. Runecraft 72. Okay, so it's actually kind of like reassuring to know that Runecraft is still fucking horrible in RS3. In my mind, you know, I think I did this briefly for something. We needed to get Runecraft levels like 9 months ago or something, and I just kind of in my mind was like, well, you know, you've got the demonic skull that increases the XP rate pretty significantly. And you got, you know, the Abyssal Titan, which is an extra 20 slots. I'm sure that Runecraft is crazy fast at some point, like every other skill in RS3. No, it's still terrible. It's still really bad. It's like barely 100k per hour, which is pretty good for, you know, old school RuneScape for a lot of skills, but not great for RS3 standards by any stretch. I don't know how long I can do this for. I just want to do it until I have enough magical threads to make my rune pouches, because that might be necessary for some other skill training in the future. But you need like 145 magical threads, and you get like 1 magical thread for every 400 or so essence. I did go to all that trouble to get the chronotes to change my relic power over to Nexus mod, so I probably should stick with it and do it at least until, I don't know, some important threshold level, 80 runecraft maybe. I don't know. I guess getting to base 80 all skills is kind of an interesting goal and unlocks a few things, but this sucks. I think the plan would be to switch to Runespan, which is like the super AFK runecraft training, just that Runespan doesn't produce magical thread, which what I need. Okay, so actually it seems like 90 runecraft is when you unlock soul runecrafting, which is like super AFK apparently. That's obviously going to require me to complete some more quests, but maybe I could be convinced to do those out of order just to have something that's AFK that I can still do. I think I can still do it for the Abyss. I guess I'd have to double check. But I could set that as a hard goal that I'm definitely going to stop if I get to 90. Before 90, though, I could potentially stop at 77. That's not an entirely stupid spot to stop because that's when you unlock blood runes, but blood runes require that you complete a quest that I haven't done yet that I could, again, potentially do out of order. So maybe I'll set that as a soft goal, is just get to 77. Runecraft 73. I've been doing this for a while. It's too attentive. Let's try to make it to 77 so I can stop. Runecraft 74. One more to go until I get the giant pouch. I'm about to get 75. I'm going to have to buy the giant rune pouch. It would be trivial to go just kill enemies for it, but I can't leave the center of the Abyss when I have Nexus mod turned on, which is kind of funny. There it is. 75 Runecraft. This is horrible. You want this is arguably the more legit Runecraft experience. It's funny that like the two worst skills in old school are getting measurably better over time as they add more and more exciting content to them. Like, my understanding is that Runecraft is actually quite tolerable now in OSRS. I know it becomes tolerable once you get blood rune crafting, but it sounds like Guardians of the Rift is a pretty chill minigame, and agility is getting better all the time, but these two skills are still terrible in RS3. So if you want the real old school experience, come to RS3 and train just these two skills. Giant pouch for 50k GP, that's fine. Oh, I must already have a giant pouch. Okay, that's a problem. I got it forever ago and just couldn't use it until just now. I guess to give XP rate context to people who are familiar with old school RuneScape, you watch me train summoning. When I was training summoning, it's essentially a lap running skill. It's the same basic like training loop, right? You go to the bank, you fill up your inventory, and then you quickly surge and bladed dive your way to the obelisk or whatever, right? So with summoning training, it's 2 surges and a bladed dive to get to the thing, 2 surges and a bladed dive to get back. Every time you get there, you get 22,000 experience. Or if you're having a really, really slow summoning skill, like 9,000 experience, this gives 2,600 for a much longer lap that involves teleporting twice. It's quite a bit worse, even though maybe that's why it feels so bad, as I just did summoning, and summoning feels like it's pretty attentive, but it's pretty fast because of how high like the base XP rate is. I guess the idea is that with summoning, you're doing the training effectively in the process of collecting secondaries and charms, and so you're kind of getting the reward for having banked all those charms, and you're not really rewarded for banking pure essence here, but hooey, it's nasty. All right, here's 76. One more level, and I think I actually already qualify for the quest that unlocks blood runes, so it's probably worth just doing it. It's a little bit out of order. It's like the next quest after Darkness of Hallowvale, so be interesting to see, because they're going to go in a totally different direction than old school RuneScape does, obviously. All right, 77 Runecraft. Would you believe someone just tried to PK me? Never thought that would happen in RS3. I was able to click teleport before it was a problem, but kind of annoying. I guess I would have lost my augmented rubber chicken, which would have been really annoying. But I'm going to take a break from it for now because I need to do that quest. I don't know when I'm going to do the quest. I'm almost out of pure essence. I'm going to figure that out too. All right, after hitting 77 Runecraft, my plan is to do Legacy of Seergaze, which is the next quest in the Myricky quest line. It's not that far ahead of schedule. I think it's 2008. Yeah, 2008. It's actually in old school RuneScape. The quest is A Taste of Hope, which I guess was made exclusive to old school and is there instead of Legacy of Seergaze. So it'll be the first quest I see that deviates from old school, or where old school deviates from RS3, I should say. But while I'm waiting, I'm getting some editing done this morning. I'm trying to get my Herblore to 105 to get more Irby-Werby experience. I got some Avernic components from a Blessing of the Gods, so that's cool. Oh, apparently when you start using a fairy ring after finishing Fairy Tale Part 2 and qualifying for Fairy Tale Part 3, it automatically takes you here. Very, very wise. Okay, so way to not require Fairy Enough certificates. Of course I'll help. What do I need to do? I'm just going to record this since the beginning of that quest. I'm not going to do it right now. Cool, got it. Okay, this is my first time doing Legacy of Seergaze, so I'll record my entire reaction to it. I'll try to edit out any time that I'm just like traveling between locations. Talk to the mercenary adventurer, accept, and this is this game's version of A Taste of Hope. We warn Drezel. What do you mean by strange stuff near Paterdomus? Zamorakian agents. Huh. Check with Drezel first. Okay, sounds good. That's cool. So it's almost presented as though he's a character for temple trekking, but he's actually the start of a quest. Okay, talking to Drezel here. Talking to adventurer. Yeah, I actually really like that. You think you're about to do temple trekking, but it's actually a new quest. I love how they try to tie quest design into like actual activities that players do. Something strange about a part of the wall. I guess this is where we're gonna get the Avandis flail as well. It's strange for me to come to terms with the fact that Taste of Hope isn't part of the original old school content, because like one of the earliest things I ever watched was before I played RuneScape was Settled's video where he fights Rhaenys Draken, and to realize that that's old school unique content is interesting. What is this columbarium? Real chamber. Sounds creepy. Ah, the Dread Service of Draken. Thanks. Okay. So I guess there's... Is it this thing? Now, there's a little bit of combat in this, but it should be fine, I think. This place is cool looking. Oh, this looks like the places where you can burn things in Shades of Morton. I did have to bring some pyre logs. Like I mentioned, that I'm still going to look up item requirements for quests so that I don't have to leave in the middle of the quest to do it. What can we do here? Prepare. We have nothing to cremate. Okay. What's interactable here? This is a good example of where this might be helpful. It is. Okay. Maybe make a keybind for that later. A key to open this door. It looks like an ornate lock. Okay. There's a bunch of those recesses. Funeral pyres. Okay, so I searched through all of them, and this one has a different name, this wall storage. Oh, and there's a shiny thing there. That's probably it. Blood talisman. Okay, I guess I have to go talk to Drezel again. He's pointing me to the suspicious people, so maybe I'm not supposed to do anything down there right now. So that's the upstairs temple where the Zamorakians are. Okay, let me try that. Back in the temple, I don't see anybody here or anything that's different. These are all the usual monks of Zamorak. There's an obvious interactable. Oh wait, this is a cutscene? That's suspicious. I should get out of sight. You rolled out of the way. Cathixian edicts will soon be removed. Better get ready for trouble. Oh hey, I think that guy is the name of a Dragonlance character. Never knew how to pronounce that. Fistin Dantalus? Okay, interesting. Go back and talk to Drezel. What does the quest say? Check for clues in the room. Okay, I should check that more often. We did that in the earlier quest. Crude table. Okay. Turn to Drizzle. Got it. Wiki says to prepare, I need multiple combat styles or necromancy. I guess they don't protect against necromancy. Oh, interesting. The monks are gone. Huh. Something to report. There are Seradomists and Zamarakian conspirators. Okay, and they said something about the Edicts of Guthix. Seradominist glove and a map. Sympathizers in both camps working together. Ha. Huh. Oh yeah, okay. So now it wants me to do the temple trekking. What are the Guthixian edicts? I don't know if I've heard of that before. Guthixian druids at the forefront of easing tensions. What are the quest prereqs for this? No, nothing that's not Mauritania related. I thought maybe there'd be something with the druids. So it's getting a bit scary. Okay. Alright, temple trekking. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, I think this is just a regular temple trek, but I'll report if anything interesting happens. Ooh, I got Juvenates. That's not good. I think I have to take all of my necromancy stuff off and use the sickle. There we go. I guess even with the sickle, they're very easy to kill. Interesting event I haven't done before. I guess there's a bunch of guys who are hungry. You have to give them cooked food or they turn into ghasts over time. There's just enough snails in the area for you to feed them. Cool. Oh, task complete. Complete a Berterot ramble. You tricked me, Ivan. Oh, okay. That's cool. Okay, belly hurts. I think you have to take, don't you take Ivan somewhere in A Taste of Hope? Am I remembering that right? I think that's the main mission where you actually do... Hold on, let me look at the OSRS wiki. It's been a long time since I did it. I think the Ivan thing is in an earlier quest that I already did forever ago. Okay. 10 out of 10 for secrecy. Seradominus and Zamarakians are working together. Seems pretty bad, right? Switching prayers, changing attack styles. Oh, I wish they were tough. Love dialogue like that. What's going on down here? Blood tithes have been reduced. I think I mentioned in OSRS, everything about Mauritania is always really bleak, and victories are Pyrrhic. Give any jobs for me? Delivery boy. Okay. Got it. I know the route like the back of my hand. Okay, so we gotta go back through the mines, I think. I think I have this memorized now. There's like a trick to go to the mines and get out really fast. Made it to the Mire Ditch, Mire Key Base. we talking to here? I'm not sure. Okay, so it just wants me to take it here, so presumably there's someone I need to talk to. Well met, Cephalon. This guy? Flagian? An evil-sounding name, Flagian Scroot. How are things going? A terrible existence. Oh yeah, that book I got last quest. How's research coming? It's been difficult to damage vampires. They have excellent defense. Defend against Sylph throw weapons. Firewatch aren't damaged by it. Oh, they have mind reading, imminent danger, sensory perception. It predicts the next attack. Huh. Can I help? Weapon difficult to master would be great for taking down the Firewatch. It's a really interesting reason why the Avandis Flail is going to help us here. Okay, thanks. I guess they just want me to talk to someone in this room. Local fighters. Okay, probably just someone in here. Some questions. You look like a fighter type. Difficult to master, unpredictable. Flail. Flail? That's a very interesting reason for why the flail is helpful. Mercenary came down with Verax flail. Love it. Didn't work because it's not made of silver. Interesting. Okay. Information from a book lying around the base somewhere. Okay. Okay, I'm actually going to use this a lot in quests. It wouldn't be as necessary if this was Runelight and I could like highlight these more clearly. It's locker maybe. What I can probably just do is turn on, since it will look less ugly while I'm doing questing. It's under accessibility. Make this always on. Yeah, that's not too bad. Or I could do proximity, so I still have to walk close to it to see it glow. I think that's probably fine. Okay. Oh, found it searching here. You find a curious book about different weapons and combat techniques. Skip past spears and hammers. Enjoy reading about range weapons on page 78. Strange handling, unwieldy method of attack. Okay. Hey, found a book. What page do I need to read from? Okay. 77, I think? Hammer and nails. I guess I need to bring nails. To use the Rod of Avandis as a base and design a way to make it more powerful. Oh, there's a building in the north that used to house a furnace. Can make a crude ladder. Okay, that seems helpful. Okay, thanks, bud. Guess that's why the quest requires construction for building the ladder. That's kind of funny. This accessibility setting is really nice. There's things you can do in RuneLight to make things like interactables much more visible, but it helps to have it at least set to proximity here, so I can make out doors. I think that's the furnace up there. Make a ladder. Okay. Oh, cute. And presumably I have to jump over there. I have to do this first. Okay. Whoa. Okay, doesn't seem like I can clear the debris, question mark? What does the quest say? Locate the furnace. Well, that looks like it. We have to do something on the second floor. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff up here. There's a coal barrel, tinderbox, a pickaxe. Okay, that's cool. Clear the debris off. Okay. I do like that they try to provide you with tools from before the tool belt was released. Dig? Ah, okay. Explain to the mining requirements. Furnace. A pretty bad state. They did give me coal upstairs, which I already brought some with me. Is that part of it? Okay, yeah. Light, gotcha. Okay, but I don't have a Rod of Evandus. Or back to Flagian, will do. Talking to Flagian again. It's working. Okay, so I'm gonna get a mold. Oh, cute. That's cool. I like that it just pans to the picture of the scythe. Searching for stuff still, because I think I need the rod, right? Or the mold, rather. Here we go. Can I add that to my tool belt? I can. Wonderful. Okay. I'm guessing I have what it's taking now. Okay, that should be everything. Let's talk to him first, probably. Okay, I think it just wants me to go make the chain, so I'll do that. There it is, Silthrill chain. I only need one, please. I guess it would have worked if it was in the middle bank. Okay. Take that back. Okay, turning in the Silthrill chain. Something to use as the flail head. Show it to me, okay. I don't have time to go through all the junk you're carrying around. Okay, sure. How about using this for the head of the flail? It's a symbol of the mire key. Sweet. Work on the weapon right away. I can get 30 stun charges out of the Flail of Evandus if I add an emerald onto the sickle. Okay, let Cephalon know. Can do. What's up, Andes? Everyone here is sick from being blood tithed constantly. There's a door in the laboratory we can't seem to open. Okay, meet us there. Okay, I think I just need to leave and go find the laboratory again then. Meet up with the guys in the laboratory. I wonder if I should bring something with me. Which one of my items am I bringing that's going to matter? I don't know. Okay, popping down the staircase into the laboratory. Got a cutscene. It's dark and too quiet. Oh, spooky. Oh, shit. Are they dead? They're still alive. Some of them are still alive in old school. Holy shit. That sucks. Oh, it was a joke. That's funny. I love it. That wasn't funny. Okay, is there anything I can do down here? Find a way to the big door. Okay. The terrible tunnels. There's a thin gap between the doors in which a bladed tool might be inserted. Oh, interesting. Probably just the knife then? Maybe the saw? Ah. That's pretty silly. I do like that for tool belt steps in Quest, they try to give you a prompt like that to force you to, like, actually deduce what item is supposed to be used there. It's cute. I just talk to them here. Cephalon, probably. Okay, we'll follow behind. Got it. Oh, these tunnels are really similar. Are these might even be the same tunnels in old school RuneScape. This is where the blood altar is. That would make sense if this quest unlocks blood rune crafting. I think these tunnels got released later in old school though. This might even be Sins of the Father that you do this. Oh yeah, with the mutated blood velds, which are worth fighting in old school because you can cannon them. Zombie hands. Catch up with them later on. Okay. Ah, here's the blood altar. Now, I haven't played old school in a while, but I think they recently made the blood altar actually work there instead of just being the one that's in Corrend. How'd you caught up with us? These tunnels are long. Strange magical aura about this room. I guess blood runes didn't exist until this quest, which is interesting to think about. I'm used to them being in OSRS, but I guess you mostly get them via like Corrend and other related content. Good corpse. Strange stones. Familiar but somehow strange. Discovered all you can about this thing. Shit. Oh, Firewatch. I can't fight these guys yet. Oh, shit. Oh, somebody died. Cephalon's getting weaker. I'm trying. Seems bad. Oh yeah, he does his little super attack. He does something like that in old school as well. Put me back to the base. Okay. Still here? There he is. Keep that quiet. We'll talk about it later. Okay, interesting. Take this stuff off me. Blimey. I guess he got his own emerald, I suppose. So can I just do this like in old school? Okay, yeah, that works. Then we use that on the chain. No, we use the chain on the rod. I need to like bless it first. Okay. Such a wonderfully attractive Evandus flail. Those are very cool. Oh, it looks way different in this game. That's a weird choice. The whole point is it's supposed to be a flail. Maybe it only releases the chain when you attack with it? Huh. It's weird. Is Flagian gone? Maybe the Evandus flail. Test that flail on a Firewatch in hand-to-hand combat. Okay. It's a tier 20 weapon. Because I can just find any Firewatch and kill it. There's a couple not far outside here. Guy right here will do. You beat him up with EOC. Firewatch are kind of nasty in OSRS still. Even with high gear. Take Vire Corpse. Okay. Back to Sophalon. Firewatch killer. Great news. Port to Veliath. Okay. This is a very site-readable quest. I think this is a good sign that all the quests I'm going to be doing in RS3 I'm not going to need the wiki for. I mean, I'll reserve it as an option if I get really stuck for a long time, but it really feels like the quest guide puts you in the right direction. Modern old school quests feel like that too. Oh, I may have screwed up the recording there. I'll check later and edit it if I didn't, but I was talking to him about finding the... Oh, it's just repeating the dialogue. Hey, Drezel. I have news for you. Wants me to find a way to release the poor soul. By burning it. Okay. So I think we set down some pyre logs. These are my only ones. I really hope I don't have to do Shades of Morton again because nobody does it in this game. Light the funeral pyre. That looks cool. Ah, ornate tomb key. Okay, so that's how I get blood talisman. That's fun. So maybe you can get a bunch of other things if you do this later with more Firewatch corpses. Can I use this? Gotcha. That's cool. Perhaps there are more riches to be found here. Probably super not worth doing. Thanks, Drezel. Something else. Need the poor Firewatch to rest. What should I do now? Port to Veliath. Okay. Okay, should be quest complete, I assume? Done everything there is to do. The key lets me find unbelievable treasure. Sarah Doman's beard. I have to look up what you actually get from Firewatch Spirit specifically, because that's kind of a cool idea. But I'm guessing it's not relevant to endgame content anymore. Tome of Experience 3rd edition. Quest complete. that quest was great. I had a great time with it. It was very sight readable. I look forward to doing more quests from RS3 because they've all been great so far. Dump this all on agility. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put all my bonus XP on Herblore because it gets way more than agility does, and I'm going to put all my lamps on agility because I just don't want to train it. Okay, I'm going to go put this in my Wicked Hood, and I guess I'll start making blood runes. So Legacy of Seergaze is the first RS3 quest I've done where OSRS goes in a completely different direction from RS3. Darkness of Hallowvale was the last Mauritania quest included in the 2007 backup for Old School, so in Old School, after Darkness of Hallowvale, you do a quest called Taste of Hope, where you build the Evandus Flail and defeat Ranus Draken. The RS3 version of the same quest is called Legacy of Seergaze because it's Evandus Seergaze. I don't think we hear the word Seergaze anywhere else outside of like Priest in Peril, where we find out that Evandus is the vampire at the top of Paterdomus, right? They probably should have called this quest the Legacy of Evandus. It's quite a bit less exciting than the OSRS equivalent, which we can forgive because the Old School version of the quest came out way later. It seems like it's setting up future Mauritania quests because at the start of it, you are prompted by a temple trekker. It looks like you're about to do a temple trek, but the character just tells you, hey, go talk to Drezel. I saw some weirdos in the Paterdomus temple. It looked like a combination of both Zamorakian and Saradominus, like mages, warriors. So you talk to Drezel. He mentions a special area underneath Paterdomus where you can burn corpses, sort of like the area to burn corpses in Shades of Morton. You end up fighting these Saradominus and Zamorakian allied warriors. There's something to do with the Edicts of Guthix that they don't really explore fully in the quest. Apparently, they were supposed to be kind of a hard fight where they like switch their prayers and switch their attack styles because this quest came out in like 2008. Unlike the Ham quest line where one of the characters actually does pray against necromancy, they didn't bother having these guys pray against necromancy, so you just one-shot them. The quest after that kind of pivots to you going to the Myarchy hideout and building the Evandus Flail. It's a very similar process to building the Evandus Flail in OSRS. Amusingly, it focuses on the idea that the reason we can't damage the Firewatch is because they have a limited form of precognition where they can, like, anticipate where you're going to attack them. And a flail, it's like a chaos theory thing. Like, when you attack with the flail, it moves erratically so they can't dodge it. It's kind of a neat idea. The quest also has you uncover the Meyerditch laboratories that you find later in Old School, where the blood altar is. We see Sophalon do his holy explosion thing that I think shows up in Sins of the Father in Old School. And then finally we kill a Firewatch. We're told that the Firewatch is like a converted human, so that their corpse needs to be burned so they can rest, essentially, and you have to burn them in that new mausoleum thing that's underneath Paterdomus. So you burn the Firewatch corpse using the Shades of Morton pyre logs. It gives you a key, and the key lets you open a little chest that gives you a blood talisman. Presumably this is an activity that you unlock at this point, burning Vire corpses, but it doesn't seem like it's super worth it in modern RS3. Like, the drop table is not worth all the time you'd have to put in to do it. Nobody does Shades of Morton in this game. Overall, a neat kind of interstitial quest. It feels like the whole point of it is to set up whatever their next Mauritania idea is. I think RS3 in general is more willing to do kind of a short, quick introductory quest to a concept, whereas in Old School it's harder for them to add quests in general because they have to pass polls. So if they're going to do a quest, they tend to do a giant quest, right? I kind of read this as Act 1 of probably a 3-part quest series that we're going to see more from Mauritania later. Anyway, it was neat to see how the paths diverge for the first time. That's going to be the end of the episode, so I'll give you my outro. Okay, and that's it for this episode. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep doing the once per Sunday cadence for a little while. We'll see. If you don't see an upload next week Sunday morning, I would just wait a week. Maybe I'll do it once every 2 weeks for a while so I can build up a backlog again. But right now I'm coming up really close to the stuff I just recorded. I've been a little distracted from questing at the moment because I have to get my runecraft up to 90 so that I can keep my chi from capping from the player-owned ports. So I'm going to try to do that as soon as I can. I'd really prefer to do RuneSpan because I could do like video editing and just get work done in RuneSpan. I cannot get work done while I'm doing Abyss runecrafting. But I got to get those magical threads, and it seems like the rate is pretty lousy. So next episode, more Abyss runecrafting. I'll maybe try to rush through the remaining Old School quests so that I can start actually having episodes again. If I do at least 1 or 2 RS3 quests per episode, I should be able to get back on my upload cadence. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye.